Okay, so hi. I know you don't see me, so I'm going to try to do my video on an older angle. Okay, now you see me better. So, hi. I want to make this quick video, guys. My hair are not done, but that's okay. So I want to share with you few things. I want to teach a little bit of on something that I've been learning. I will change the wait, wait guys, my dog. I don't know what is going on with my dog. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So I will change the thumbnail later. I will change the thumbnail later and um the picture, the description and the name of the live. But so I've been noticing two things and I want to share that with you. Let me note so that I don't forget because it's too much information for me. uh I think later I'm going to edit this video and put it in my course to do two. It will be two videos. So I noticed that sometimes we have pictures, right? So there is an event that happens. Sorry, guys. There is an event that hap. Wait. There is an event that happens, and then um, there is what we choose to focus on. Okay, I'm going to give you an example because I don't say things like that, without having real examples. So I noticed that since few days ago, I didn't notice that exactly today, but today it's clearer because it was not clear. I noticed it was not clear. So today I saw someone. She's like the neighbor. She's keeping, she's the guardian of the building where I live in. So sometimes she doesn't say hi to me, and I'm a person I like to say hi to everybody. It seems like it's important, even if I know like it's not really important to say hi to people, but that's how my mind is. She wants to say hi to everybody. And then she was not going to say hi to me. And she started to have this habit, to because when she's busy I don't want to bother her, so I don't necessarily say hi. And so today it seems like her plan was to not say hi, and that frustrated me. So I choose to focus on that, right? It was like, oh, again she never says hi, she never wants to say hi to me. But then I was like, okay, what happened? What was the picture? And the picture was she came out of her apartment and she was with her dog and she was doing her life. It was not about, oh, is she going to say hi or she's not going to say hi. What happened is she went out of her apartment with her dog and she was going to do her things. But me, the part that I wanted to keep with myself or make, like more my mind, because I'm different than my mind. We're all different than our minds. We are not our minds. So my mind was like, oh, she didn't say hi, blah, blah, blah. Then I was to my mind, I was like, what happened? And what are you searching for inside of what happened? Because there is the big picture, and then there is what we decide to focus on, right? And when you see the big picture and you ask yourself, okay, what am I searching for in this big picture? Because this big picture, I can just take it as it is. I don't necessarily need to put beliefs inside of them so that my mind can make a conclusion. I can just see what happened and choose to not search anything in what happened. So I can just choose to see what happened, which is a big picture, which is like a picture, a real picture of what happened in the morning, and I can just see this picture as it is instead of choosing to be like, oh, she didn't say hi, because she didn't say hi is what I picked in the picture. But the picture was silent. There were no message in the picture. It was just, this is what happened. And then my mind was like, oh, she doesn't want to say hi to me. So she picked one thing in this picture that is like a 1,000 informations. You have the eyes, the air, you have the windows, you have the dog, the eyes of the dog, the body of the dog, then you have the shoes of the guardian, the person. Then there is like 1,000 possibilities of me focusing on something, because the hair, you have the top of the hair, the bottom of the hair, you have all the small circles in the picture. I give you an example because I think it will be more clearer for you. Let's say this book, it's written, I focus it in French because French is my first language. Do you see all the informations here? I can pick just this sentence, or I can choose to focus on this white part, or I can choose to focus on the corns, do we say corns of the unicorn, right? Or I can choose to focus on here. Here it's written Hachette enfant. Or I can focus on this small dot. There is so much possibilities of me focusing on something. And when, for example, the example I gave you, let's say this is the picture, and then I'm like here to the eyes, oh, she didn't say hi. This is where I focus. When this is the big picture, so I'm limiting myself when I just focus on, oh, she didn't say hi. It's not necessarily about that. And I don't say that to judge my mind or whatever. I'm telling the truth. Okay, so this is the first thing that I wanted to teach you or share about. We are learning together. I think I will find a name for this part so that I can put it in my course. I'm going to bring a small break and then I will talk to you about the second part. Sorry. Okay, so now let's talk about the second part. When I take breaks, it's easier for me to edit after that. And okay, now the second part I took a note, it's when I read. So I noticed that I'm a good reader. When I read out loud, it's beautiful. I can't do 2 3 hours. I don't have so much energy to read for 2 3 hours, but 5 minutes I can do it well. I can read for 5 minutes well, you know. So okay, let me explain you how I do it because I want to put that in my course too. So the way I do this, okay, I when I read, there are three first possibilities. So when I read, there are multiple possibilities of me changing the rhythm of my voice. But I noticed that there are three main possibilities. The first one is the beginning of the sentence. The second one is the end of the sentence. And the third one is the middle of the sentence. So I'm just going to give you an example. I don't have, do I have English books? Yeah, I do. Let me show you. I have one English book here. No, I don't want to read this one. I'm going to read another one. Okay, so I'm going to read you a book. This is a book I bought. So no, it's in French. Sorry guys, the book is in French. Okay, what do I do? Do I read in English? Okay, I'm going to read in English. Then I will read a little bit in French because I want to do it, lol. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to record in my French video. But let's do this one. Then in my French video, no, I don't have a lot of time. I will not record in my French video. So let me read for you. So I'm going to start with a normal reading. When people feel that someone genuinely likes them, they are more open to listening to that person and to buying what he's selling. So this is my normal reading. Now I'm going to do the reading with the beginning, changing the beginning, then the middle, no, then the end, then the middle, okay? Um, so let's do this. I'm going to show you. So when people feel that someone genuinely likes them, they are more open to listening to that person and to buying what she's selling. Okay, so do you see I change sometimes the beginning, sometimes the middle, sometimes the end? Okay. Um Now I'm going to change the rhythm when I'm going to start a word, because you can apply the same technique to a word. You can change the beginning, the end, or the middle if it's a long word. So let's do it. When people feel that someone genuinely likes them, they are more open to listening to that person and to buying what he's selling. So sometimes I don't change the end. I'm going to change the beginning, then I will let her rest at the end because rest is also important in reading. Um, okay. I'm checking what I'm going to do when people feel that. So the last advice that I have for this when you're reading, I wanted to end with that. It's sometimes I like to trick my mind. That means she doesn't know when I'm going to change the intonation of my reading. Okay, so let me show you. When people feel that someone genuinely likes them, they are more open to listening to that person and to buying what she's selling. So did you see? Sometimes I was tricking my mind. She doesn't like that, so I don't do it a lot of time, but I do it when I facilitate. So when I facilitate, there are three main questions that we ask. Okay, I'm going to end here. So the first question is, could you let it go? Would you let it go when? So somebody says, oh, I'm struggling with this. You can be like, okay, so could you let it go? Would you let it go when? So the first thing that I do is I write my questions, because when I write them, then I can easily play with them, because now they are written and I just have to read it and change the intonation whenever I want. And when the mind of the listener is not uh, expecting it, and when my mind is not expecting either, so I play with the two. So that's how I started at the beginning, with changing the intonation of my voice when I read. It was like, okay, so could you let it go? And now they don't know when I'm going to say, would you let it go? Because in the past, I was like, could you let it go? Would you let it go? When I was repeating like that, and it was so boring, and the mind was disconnecting because I was repeating like a robot, right? Because I was just doing what my mind was expecting. But now, what I do is, I'm like, okay, so could you let it go? And now they don't know when I'm going to say would you. So I'm like, good luck to guess, mind. And now the mind is more aware, because she's like, when is she going to say, would you let it go? When? And then when you ask, the mind is more opened, because the mind didn't expect, right? So then I'm like, okay, would you let it go? And the mind doesn't know when I'm going to say when. So she's like, in French, it's like Ozage. She's like, when is it going to happen? And then I'm like, when? And then the person is like, now. Why? Because I changed the pattern. I interrupted the pattern, right? So, yeah, I wanted to share those two things with you. The one about what the mind is searching for. What am I searching for? Because I can choose. I'm different than the mind. The mind is like, it has to be like this. And me, it's like, I can choose. I'm the guide. Okay. And so, yeah, I wanted to share that. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. Um, So yeah, I'm starting to, appreciate my voice, play with my voice, even if it's about reading or facilitating or coaching. And yeah, I start to really like that. And what else did I want to say? Yeah, I start to like, I'm testing doing stories, just reading, because I want to explore that. I'm having fun, when I read for my child. So I want to explore more of that. So I think I will do more stories and more reels, and I will just talk, and people will not see me, because I'm not interested, in showing my face. I just want to read, because when you read, people don't need to see your face. When I do a live like that, maybe you need to see my face, because you like maybe seeing a face, somebody's talking. But when I read, people don't need to see my face. So yeah, I'm going to record my story. I just want to record one meditation before, to practice my voice, and then I'm going to do my story, and then I will talk with people in the comments or in Facebook groups, and then that I finish my day. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much and take care. Bye.